Hello everyone, this is Okane here. We will just wait a few minutes for everyone to join. Hello everyone. If you have joined, please type something in the chat so I know you're here. We'll just wait a few more minutes before we start the session. Okay guys, looks like you can hear me. If you can't, just let me know in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Just say hello so that I know you're there. Okay everyone, if you're in, just let me know in the chat. Let me know in the YouTube chat that you're here so I can see you. Then we'll start. There's a live chat here on YouTube, you can use it. And just type anything. Okay guys, we'll just start now. I think people are ready. So we're going to talk about trend lines. Just some brief stuff about trends and channels. Some of you already use channels. Some of you might not be familiar with it, with trend lines. Familiar with it, with trend. Just a second, I'm gonna explain something. Okay guys, if you can't get in, if it says it's offline, you have to click the live streaming. I know it's really bad by YouTube to do this, it doesn't make any sense. So it's not really user friendly how they made this. When you stream, it says it's offline. When it's online, all you have to do is to click the picture. I don't know why they created like this, to confuse people. So alright, now we will start. So the first thing I did today was to take a look at this chart, and I drew a line just like this where I could see this is the 1 hour time frame, by the way, if you can see it. And let me know if you can't hear me. Just type in the YouTube chat that you're here so I know who is here. Just say hello or I'm here. Anyway, so this is the hourly chart. You have the price making higher lows here, and let's draw another line at the top. Just to create a channel here. Okay, so we can see now you can see there is a resistance and a support. So basically trend lines are like support and resistance too. You have one that acts as a support, you have the other one acting as a resistance. And when you draw them like this, you get a channel so you can see when price breaks out. Right now we see the price is moving down towards the lower trend line. And you can see the resistance here, for example, on this candle, how it was pushed down, and here as well, and here, and you got some support here. So now we'll have to wait and see if price comes down here and gives us oversold positions or not. And if you would go down to the 5-minute chart, I want to show you something you could have used today, for example. If you go down to the 5-minute chart, because first of all, remember today we would see that price was going up, so you would go to the 5-minute chart and then take advantage of that by drawing another trend line. So when price bounced off here and started to move up, that's when we would draw another line. I like to draw it here from the first pin bar and then up. Now remember, I didn't know about price anything to the right there on the chart. Okay, so I just knew these bounces here. I was a little bit late, but if I was in here earlier, I could have cashed several trades here. But I think some of you who know the trend lines and see other people use trend lines in the chat might have taken advantage of this. If you don't know, if you're a beginner, okay, I get a question about the stochastic. Yeah, the stochastic isn't in this picture. I don't want to show it because I have talked about stochastic before. We can put it on later. There is no stochastic in this chart, but I have it on my other chart. I would check if it's oversold or overbought. So you would have to check that on your own. Let's focus on the trend lines. What you would see today, what you saw today was price climbing up, so making higher lows, right? And you would know from the hourly time frame, we are in the channel, price is moving up, so okay, that's good. You go to the 5-minute chart, and what you see is something you can also confirm with support lines. That's what I wanted to show you, that how the trend lines are kind of like the like support resistance lines too. So for example, the first trade, the second touch would give us this trend line, and then you could have placed so these blue turquoise lines are the support resistance, okay? The red ones are trend lines. So this line, if you would have put it here, for example, because based on this support here, and then price drop, made this pin bar here, so resistance, and then came back up, lots of resistance here, some resistance here, but then broke it, gave you another support, and then you see this other support almost touched our line here, but it also intercepts the trend line to the right here. So as you can see, whichever the approach you take, whether it's you base your trades only on trend lines or support resistance, you will get kind of the same results in the end. So in this case, you got the support already here, and then you got another support here. So the third one, as you can see, this is the next resistance that became support here, and also here, and now it's broken and moving down towards our hourly line now. So any questions for now? Before we move on. Any questions? Okay. So let's go back to the 5-minute chart again. Now here, when I drew this line, I saw price coming down here. So how would you know not to take this trade here, not to take a call option again? Because as you can see, it went against you, it went down, came back up, retraced, tried to break the trend line on the 5-minute chart, but then eventually it broke. So how would you know this? I mean, this area, if you would add a moving average, you would see what happened in that area. So now I'm gonna add a moving average 299. So let's start with a moving EMA 99. Okay, so let's see if I can share this with you. There you go. Now you see this. So I'm adding an EMA 99, right? And then I'm gonna add another moving average. Now I'm gonna add a 200 moving average. Now let's see what happens. Look, you also have another channel here inside the EMAs. You see this? So the EMAs actually make another channel here. So when price came down here, you would want to be careful when you are in the channel once again. I mean, the first time it gave a good support, bounced off of our trend line, price was moving up towards the upper trend line, so it was safe to trade. But then it came up, almost touched our upper trend line on the hourly. Remember, this is from the channel on the hourly chart. Then it moved down. So first of all, you would know, okay, the upper one is touched and you should be careful. Now the sellers are in the market. And the second reason would be that you're inside the two EMAs and price is bouncing. It's a tight range. You want to be careful. And also you already had support here on the EMA 200, so you already had the buyers coming in here and they lost. And they lost, right? They lost. Price came inside the two EMAs, so this is a good warning sign that, hey, be careful, don't take another bounce off of this trend line. Okay, I hope this helps you guys, because I know it's really difficult to know which one to take, which ones to don't take. So this example was a perfect one. And I know someone from the chat took a put option here. That was good. It was a good choice, especially if you would have waited a little bit to see if the trend line holds, because it was a little bit scary here. It came above the trend line. And you see this support here became resistance. So again, with our support resistance lines, we could have succeeded here, because we see the EMA 200 intercepts our 200 our support line. Okay, look, it was resistance before. Here it was support, was resistance here, and support here. So this time the support got broken, price comes back. So as you can see, we got a lot of confirmations here. We got the support line becoming resistance. We've got the trend line, the support trend line becoming resistance trend line, and the EMA 200 becoming resistance. And also you have a lower high here. And price kept moving down, as you can see, eventually broke. So that's for the 5-minute chart. Did it explain to you the details? Is it something you didn't understand? Any questions so far? It was a lot of details. I hope you understood. If there is any questions, let me know. I know there is a delay, so I think there is a delay. Yeah, we will get to those. First, I'm gonna explain the trend lines, and then I'm gonna talk about the level 42s. Yeah, someone in the chat mentioned about the level 42s. We talk about those a lot in the Skype group. This is something you will learn when you join the Skype group. It's our Skype group exclusive. Our super secret. Works many times. It's something with the level 42s and 420s on the Euro USD. So if you want to learn more, see more examples, you should join the Skype group. Community Traders Live is the name. Right now I'm on the 5-minute chart, but remember we started our analysis on the hourly chart. Okay, we started here, we created a channel, we saw price was in an uptrend, and then we went to the 5-minute chart, and as price was climbing, we drew a line that later became that acted as support at first, and then it acted as a resistance when price retraced back once for the last time, gave it the kiss goodbye and fell. So now price is moving towards our lower line. So now let's go back. I want to explain one more thing to you that happened. This is from a few days ago. So I'm going down. Now I'm on the hourly chart again. You can change the quality. If it's hard to see, change the quality, please. I have 720p HD, so I'm broadcasting in HD. Please change the quality to HD so you can see the charts better, because you should be able to see which time frame I'm on. You can see it here above. You can see the time frame here above, so please change the quality to a higher quality and you can see the details, so I don't have to remember to say which time frame on, because sometimes I forget. Okay, everyone, do you understand? Do you see the charts in a good quality? I hope everyone knows how to change the quality. There is a settings option right next to where you can select theater and full screen. Always change with basically any videos you watch on YouTube. Always change the quality to the best so you can see what they're trying to show you. Okay, so now that you guys are watching in HD, let's go back and take a look at this. So remember, there was news during this day. What a bounce, right? A huge bounce. So now let's go a little bit forward here. A little bit more. So I'm gonna put the chart and keep it like this for a moment. And you know why? Because this was how I saw the chart when I began my analysis. Okay? So this is how I saw the charts when I started to draw my trend lines. Okay, so I didn't know what was going on to the right. That's why I let the rest of the chart be on the right so we can't see it. So the first thing I saw, and for beginners it must be a little bit confusing, because what you see here is first the price was kind of ranging up and down here, no clear trend to the left here, and then big news announcement, a big jump up, and then you have this one, this low here. It's obviously a higher low than the lows before, right? So we have one higher low, and the next one we have one low here, and also we have at the same time a lower high and another lower high. So we have higher lows and lower highs at the same time. Okay, so this is confusing, because what do we know about trends? So what do we know about trends, about spotting trends? We know that for an uptrend we want a higher low and a higher high to know we are in a clear uptrend. And for a downtrend we want a lower low and a lower high. Okay? But now we see both of them at the same time. We see a higher low and price jumping up, but at the same time lower highs. Okay, so what does this look like? It looks like a flag, right? It looks like a flag. Boom, and then a flag. So what we do here is to try to draw a flag based on these tops. So one trend line acting as resistance here at the top of these candlesticks, and then another one. I would start it from here, actually, from this high, and draw something like this. Okay, so now we see the flag, a triangle flag. So we drew a triangle. Now why would we do something like this? I'm sure some of you already know this, because I know you like trend lines, but for you beginners, do you know why we would draw something like this? I'll give you a few seconds to think of an answer. Let's take a guess. And I know the black belts know the answer to this, but you beginners, do you know? Okay, I will let you know. Yeah, that's a correct answer. Someone wrote because it will break either up or down. Yeah, so we are basically looking for a breakout. And let's see what happens when we keep scrolling. So as you can see, when price touched here, we got support. So we got support, so a good tradable support. So the trend line was good. And then as we kept going, price came back up, broke it again, came in. inside the triangle, so a little bit indecision there. And then it finally came down, came back up and made some, gave us some good opportunities to do put options. And I know people traded this in the group too. So nice resistance here from the trend line that used to be support, so now it became resistance. So we had a breakout on the outside. Exactly, that's a flag pattern. So the price was outside our flag pattern, our flag trend line. So let's see what happens then. Then, as you can see, price still kind of was in indecision because there's no clear trend here, just jumping up and down and low volume because this was during late night when banks close. So as you can see, not much volume. So trading day was actually over. So we already made our good trades here at the call and the put option at the retracement. And then trading day was over, so price just kept going here, indecision, and lots of indecision. As you can see, kind of see how well the price respected the upper resistance trend line. You can remember we drew it based on these candles up here, so we didn't know what was going on here. And then, as you can see, price just kisses these lines, right? You see how it acted all the way down. And then so now here what happens is the next day when we come back, we wake up, we start our MetaTrader. What we need to do is to draw something else, because now we are outside the triangle, the flag formation. So now we want to do another triangle. So instead we want to remove this line down here and make a support instead, just a traditional support line. So let's just remove and add a support line, because now we have one touch here, second touch, third, fourth. So now we have another triangle. Okay, another type of, you could call this a flag too. So another formation of a triangle. And what we see is that there was a false breakout here. It was a false breakout, but then boom, came back up, broke our upper trend line and moved up. So we had our breakout. I think there was some news here as well, and the price got up and it was a huge volume. I mean, it went suddenly from being here to being up here. So it was just within 30 minutes price came up all the way. So it was clear it was finally broken, and price finally made its decision after all these attempts here. So again, the triangles helped us confirm price direction, but unfortunately we had a fake out here. So now price came up, and now we're in this channel. You see price is reaching our lower trend line. So another thing, the false, well, what you want to know is that basically I want to look at stochastic. It's helpful. So let's see what it would tell us, and then we can do some price action analysis with support resistance. So let's see here. So price broke out here, right? And what you would see is that hourly, let's put a line here on this candle, actually after the candle closed, we have an oversold area on the hourly. What about the 4-hour time frame? 4-hour is almost oversold. And let's keep analyzing. 30-minute time frame, halfway, actually below the line was here, so it was oversold. 15-minute was oversold. So as you can see, most time frames, especially the upper ones, were oversold. Someone asked how to identify false breakouts. That's the question I'm trying to answer, in case you're watching this video offline after the live session. Someone asked how to identify false breakouts. So I said we take a look at the stochastic, we see everything is oversold, and you don't want to jump into put options when everything is oversold, especially 4 hour, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, when all these are oversold. It's dangerous. Also, another thing we would see if we would put a line based on this resistance here, you could see price came back, touched when it touches a former resistance. Let's see if we can confirm this resistance. On the 4 hour you can see this much better. So look at the 4 hour. You see one resistance here, one resistance, big volume drop here. You see it was almost an area of support as well. We can keep going back. We can also look at daily charts. The daily, you see this level was resistance, right? Resistance, resistance, lots of price action here. Support, lots of resistance here, and support here. So when price came down and touched this, we know this was a daily resistance, and now it has become a daily support, and we have everything being oversold. So in this case you wouldn't have gone a long put option. Also, we know we're still in an uptrend. We're still in a higher low. So that's how you know this is this could be a false breakout here. Does that answer your question? Now take a look at this. We did all those analyses, and then we plotted a 200 moving average. Let's pick a brighter color or something you can see better. So this is a 200 moving average. We see the price coming down, getting support from it. Yes, so as you can see, all those analyses we did, it was easier to just plot a 200 EMA. I'm not saying you shouldn't have done those analyses. You should definitely do those analyses, because a moving average alone is not enough. It's when you have done all those analyses and then you plot a moving average. It confirms what we just said before, and it acts as support, and we know, okay, we've done a proper analysis. It's good that we have another confirmation from the EMA. So you see prices was still above the EMA. So we could have said that, hey, maybe our line wasn't, our line is good, and this will probably become a support, and stochastic is over. So we have a lot of confirmations here. You're talking about the current candle, this one. I get a question, should we wait for the candle to close, and if it's oversold? You don't want to put when it's oversold. Oversold means that the stochastic is down here, and oversold means price is going to go up. Overbought means price is going to go down. Doesn't actually mean that it will go down. It's just an indication that price is overbought. When something is overbought, you don't buy more. It's already overbought. The name says it for itself. It is oversold. You don't sell it again by doing put options. So no, you don't want to do put options. If you're talking about this candle, yes, you want to wait for it. You can get some confirmation. As you can see, everything seems to be oversold. Almost oversold, not quite. The hourly, not quite oversold. But we also have a support here, so we could wait for a candle to close, and then if we get some bullish candles, then we can go long for call options, not put options right now, unless it breaks comes back up with overbought positions, and this trend line becomes resistance, then you could have then we could trade this down. So if price comes down here, then comes back up, retraces back up, boom. Yes. So right now we see we have some support. You see it directly when it touched. This was a good trade here. It was oversold. So for a short term was a good trade to just take a 10-15 minute call option here at the touch on the hourly. I don't know if anyone traded this. If you did, you can share it with us. It was a good trade actually. And but for the long term, you want to wait for more confirmation. You don't want to go on hourly call right away. You want to see some confirmation. You want to see some bullish signs. For the short term, it was a good decision. So any questions for now? I'll let you digest. Again, for the people who are watching this when we are not live, remember to subscribe and please like the videos, may do some comments if you wish, and join us in the Skype group so you can learn faster, interact with others. We use these techniques every day to trade, and there are good traders in the Skype group. You can ask them, you can ask me. So take advantage of this free Skype group. So any questions for now? In that case, I just want to point out a few more things before we move on. Let me bring up my other chart here. Okay, so I just want to show you this here. You can see just a sample of these level 42s I'm talking about. It's not exactly 42 all the time. Sometimes it's 44, can be 45. But what's important is that the 42s are significant. So here's a 42 level. If you can see this price on this other chart of mine, it's 112,942. And what do you see? You see it acted as resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, here, became support here for a brief moment, and then acted as resistance again. Right? And then look down here, what do you see? You see level 44, it's almost at 42. Actually at the low of this candle is 42, where it closed. So 42 here, again, support here, resistance here, support here. So this is what I mean with level 42s, but obviously you have to do your analysis. You can't just jump in. So for example, in this area, what you would see is that, okay, we have a big jump here, big volume drop here, we have a drop here, and you would also go to the higher time frames, and you would see big drop here. You would see this was support, right? Then you would go down, you would see, okay, price is in a downtrend, it's retracing back up, you get overbought positions. You would check for different time frames. 15 minutes is overbought, 30 minutes was overbought, so that's good enough. And then you would see that, oh, we have also our level 42, so we would wait for the touch. So you wouldn't enter at the EMA 200 as a resistance, you would wait for it 42. Why? Because we know our level 42s. So this is how this helps us to take better trades, because we know about these significant levels, so we would have better entries instead of for example, a newbie might have entered here at the touch of the EMA instead, but we get a better price entry. But regardless, it did hold the 42. And same thing here, price was coming up today. You see the sharp V here on the stochastic, sharp turn. As soon as price closed here near the 42, boom, went up. So this is where we had our trend line before, remember? And this is based on this support 42 here, and now it's becoming resistance because it's broken. Okay, do you understand? Is everything clear? You know about channels, trend lines, flag formations now, a lot more about support resistance too, how they interact with the trend lines, and I also briefly mentioned the level 42s. You will learn more in the Skype group about them. No, I wouldn't say that. I get a question about whether level 42s are in general for every currency pair. No, that's not true. I don't know that, and I don't think that it does work that way. I know it does on the Euro USD. That's something Euro USD traders like to use, the real forex traders, I mean, they react to that price. I don't know about other currencies. You have to watch. I mean, I'm sure other currencies, they have their own levels they like too, but I only trade Euro USD, so I'm not familiar. I suppose they don't like the 42, but as I said, there's probably another 42, another level that is just like the 42 for the Euro USD. So you have to check and see for yourself. Alright guys, as you can see, our channel is working out here. Just before we wrap this up, you see the channel got a good support here, the lower trend line, so it wasn't accurate. Remember, we drew this before price. When we started this session, price hadn't even touched the lower line, but it did now. So, any other questions? If you don't have any questions, I'll be wrapping this up, and I will see you in the Skype group. Thanks all. I hope this session was helpful, and have a good trading day. The volatility is about to drop now. It's kind of late, so be careful. Okay, I'll see you in the Skype group. Thanks all for joining. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave some comments later on when the video is uploaded. Alright guys, bye.